Longer lives have become one of humanity's greatest achievements. Now comes our next great challenge, ensuring those years remain healthy, active, and full of possibility.
It's like the Olympics, but for science.
When the XPRIZE Healthspan competition launched in 2023, more than 600 teams answered the call. Over 3 years of rigorous evaluation, 187 teams prepared for human clinical trials. 40 advanced to the semi-final stage. And tonight, we celebrate the top 10 finalists.
This is the decade of what I call the Healthspan revolution.
Together, this community has done more than advance a competition. You've helped establish new standards for clinical research, forged new collaborations, and demonstrated what's possible when the world unites around one shared goal.
We have democratized science. A great idea can come from anyone, anywhere.
To our sponsors, to our judges, advisors, research partners, clinical participants, and every team bold enough to pursue one of humanity's greatest challenges, thank you. Tonight, we celebrate the 10 teams advancing to the next chapter of this extraordinary journey. Welcome to the XPRIZE Healthspan Finalist Awards Ceremony.
Please welcome Julian Issa, host of the Beyond Tomorrow podcast.
Salt Lake City, how are we doing? It's great to see you all. And for all of you streaming online, Europeans, thank you for making an exception to your longevity sleep protocol. I am so excited to be hosting today's XPRIZE Healthspan Awards. It's been a whole year and a bit more since we had the semi-finalists in New York, where we announced 40 semi-finalists. And today we're going to be announcing 20 finalists as well as 10 Milestone 2 awardees as well. For those that might not know, the XPRIZE Healthspan Award is all about the Healthspan XPRIZE Award is a $101 million global competition to incentivize teams from around the world to develop and demonstrate innovative therapeutic solutions that make healthy human aging possible. I want to bring onto the stage a very special person. She serves as Executive Vice President of Health and Executive Director of the XPRIZE Healthspan. She is also an accomplished scientist with accolades and awards for her research in neuroscience, and she is a woman of many talents, as I'm sure you all know. In her role as director, she drives capital towards innovation and research to create transformative solutions to optimize healthy aging for all. Please put your hands together for Dr. Jamie Justice.
Thank you, Julian. So huge thank you to Julian for joining us tonight and for serving as our MC. If you've not listened to his podcast, I highly recommend it. I've had the opportunity to sit, as have some in this audience. And again, I really am here to thank you all and to congratulate the winners in this competition. So again, we've all gathered here. We have our sponsors with us. We have our leaders, our partners, our teams. We have some of our judges, advisors, and folks that are in the audience that are really part of this. This is not just a competition, it's a collaboration. We have the opportunity to come together and work together to find out, can a therapeutic improve how we age? This is a challenge for our life. People are living longer, but not necessarily better. We need solutions now, and not things that can just sort of offer us prevention and strategies that are maybe already being used. We need new solutions, new strategies for a hopeful future. And that's what XPRIZE Healthspan brings. So XPRIZE Healthspan is a 7-year global competition to advance therapeutics that are proactive and accessible so that we can improve function and increase human health span. This competition has 2 tracks. We're here celebrating the finalists for the XPRIZE Healthspan track, which is a $101 million prize. Tonight, we're giving out $10 million to 10 teams and announcing the finalists that are going to go forward and test in the next stage of the competition. Last year, we also celebrated our FSHD finalists with Solve FSHD. Those teams are already out testing in finals. Some of our teams from FSHD are also here competing in both tracks. And we welcome, again, if you're interested in this competition, it's not closed. Reach out. We started this competition in 2023. We had a major announcement and launch in Riyadh with our partner, Healthspan Foundation. And since then, we have moved through the first stages of competition. Just over 1 year ago, we gave out $10 million to our top 40 teams, and we announced our semifinalists and qualified teams going into the next stage of competition. Tonight, we're at a pivotal moment for the competition, where we go not just from our semifinalists and those with an idea. These teams have to demonstrate. They have to move forward and show us that they have an actual therapeutic solution that can be tested in 1-year trials. The real competition starts now. These teams have to go out. They have to demonstrate their therapeutic in the first time ever in a head-to-head competition. These teams are going to be judged and their results analyzed centrally with some of our partners. We're here at the University of Utah, which is the host for our Data Coordinating Center. We also have our new partners announced that are our biomarker partners and testing partners at the University of California, San Diego. And we have other key resource partners that we'll talk about soon. But again, our teams are really starting this competition and moving forward. What you have to do in the next stage of competition is our teams have to demonstrate that their therapeutic treatment can not just prevent a decline, but can restore function in muscle, cognitive, and immune function in persons who are 50 to 90 years old. This treatment has to be given in 1 year or less. So this is not a trivial ask. These teams have to bring novel solutions, an innovative approach, and a bit of daring. You have to be bold. So the teams in the next stage will run randomized clinical trials using centralized resources. We're going to be awarding the next stage of the competition based on the magnitude of the results. So our teams have to show that they can improve functions across 3 areas that are equivalent to the declines you would expect to see in 10, 15, or 20 years for that moonshot prize. As was noted, this has been a major global undertaking. The teams that have gotten here so far are not by accident. We've had global reach. At the time when we closed our finals applications round, we had 799 teams. We now have in excess of 800 teams that have registered for this competition globally. Out of those 1 year ago, we whittled that list down to the top 100 qualified teams, 40 of which were awarded. We kept the doors open for new teams to enter over the last year, provided they could meet the same challenges as the existing teams. This year, we received applications from 61 of those teams that have run early stage clinical trials in the last year. We're announcing 20, and we'll be awarding 10. These teams come from everywhere. We're really pleased for the global reach of this competition. We have, of course, representation here within the US. We have great registration and support from the Republic of China, Japan, South Korea, Singapore, India, the European, many countries within the European Union and the UK and beyond. And what the teams had to do over the last year, again, this was not small. We're asking teams to run early stage trials. Last year, 1 year ago, out of those teams that were qualified and moving forward, around 60 to 65% of teams had started human trials, had never even dosed a person yet. Out of those finalists, 96% are now in trials, and they've done this within 1 year, with de-identified data submitted to judges as part of the review process. So the teams that are advancing forward have clinical studies. They have some evidence to show that their therapeutic might affect some of the biomarkers and the functional parameters that we're testing in the competition. Out of our teams that are moving forward, most showed effects in either muscle, cognitive, or immune function, more than 77%. Of the 10 that are being awarded tonight, all of them have. Most of them have actually shown demonstrated effects in at least 2 parameters, if not 3. So this is not a small order. This is not a team that got here by accident. Our judges did a very difficult job in trying to narrow down the teams that advanced. The teams that are moving forward are excellent. Many of the teams who are not moving forward are still excellent. There's a lot of progress that has been made just in pursuit of the competition, and we hope to see that drive continue. The solutions that are coming forward span everything we'd expect to see in the field. We have our finalists that applied to move forward in the competition. They tested lifestyle interventions like exercise and diet. They tested nutraceuticals and supplements. They looked at devices. They looked at drugs, almost evenly split between repurposed and new therapeutics. We saw a number of digital and AI-based interventions to personalize those solutions, as well as devices. In the 10 teams that are being awarded today, we see a very similar distribution, but with even more teams testing biologics than we had even seen in the greater category. So again, what our judges really prioritized was not something necessarily off the shelf. They really did prioritize new solutions, new breakthroughs, and new ideas entering the field. And this is just a snapshot of what's moving forward. I am so excited for the teams that are coming ahead. And if you want a deeper dive into the solutions, the field, the progress that has been made since the launch of this competition, I encourage you to use this QR code. It goes to our innovations landscape. It's a report of the field. You can see the commercial development. You can see the clinical trials development. You can see a broad scope of the various interventions that are being used to pursue Healthspan interventions and various approaches. But again, tonight is really about the teams. It's about the progress, it's about the future, and I have to say that none of this progress would be possible without the visionary behind the scenes, the man who helped make this possible. Peter Diamandis called me a few years ago from my academic appointment and invited me to the greatest adventure of my life. He is the original donor to this prize. He helped bring people on board. He brought the vision. He saw the future. And I just am so thrilled to bring on stage our founder, the chairman of the XPRIZE Foundation board, and a serial entrepreneur, investor, and futurist to end them all. Please welcome Peter Diamandis. Peter, thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you. Testing. Okay, there we go. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, hopefully, to a journey of an extra, I don't want to cap it at 20 healthy years. I'd like to add a few extra decades onto that. We're living in the most extraordinary time ever in human history, in the midst of an accelerating singularity. And if you've been tracking all of the AI companies and what they're enabling, health is the primary target, right? Again, there is no greater wealth than our health. I want to take you back a little bit to the origin of this prize so you can hear the story as it evolved. After the original XPRIZE, the Ansari XPRIZE, $10 million for private spaceflight, got won in 2004, I received a call from Aubrey de Grey and Peter Thiel suggesting we should do a longevity prize. And I've wanted longevity in my life ever since I figured out NASA was not going to get me to a Star Trek future, and I needed to live longer than I expected to make that happen. True story, my motivation for longevity, plus all the other benefits. And we tried to figure out how we'd make a longevity prize work, but the realization we'd have to spend 20 or 30 years to get to a point when someone could win just wasn't going to cut it. It was back about 14 years later, it emerged with the inspiration of a dear friend, one of my venture partners, Sergey Young, who said, I want to take another crack at this. I said, okay, but I tried and I couldn't figure it out. He said, doesn't matter, I'm going to put up $500,000 to fund the prize design. And we set out to look at this, and there was a fateful meeting at Harvard Medical School with an incredible scientist, the father of synthetic biology, George Church, who said, listen, the longevity prize is not going to work. You need to do an age reversal prize. And that you can figure out in a limited number of years. And even beyond that, rather than, since there's no real biomarker yet, and I'm hoping the work that Dr. Justice and many of you are doing will give us some good biomarkers for aging, he said what you want to do is focus on functional health. Doesn't matter what it says on a number at the bottom of a piece of paper. Are you physically younger? Do you have the cognition that you had 20 years younger? Do you have the ability to build muscle that you had 20 years younger? Do you have the immune system to keep you safe that you had 20 years younger? That's what matters, and that's ultimately what we're testing here. So with that in hand, I set out to do what I always do, go raise the money. And I had a particular meeting one day with someone you'll meet on video in a moment, Chip Wilson, the founder of Lululemon. And Chip has been suffering from a muscular dystrophy, FSHD. We'll hear more about that in a moment. And I said, Chip, I would love you to fund, because I wanted it to be $100 million. $100 million needs to be the number for this. And he said, okay, listen, I will be a donor. I like smart money to come along with me, so I won't fund the whole thing. But then he said, how much is Elon Musk's environment prize? So Elon had funded a $100 million prize. It was like literally the fastest money I ever raised. I said, Elon, you should fund an XPRIZE for removing carbon. He goes, sure, how much? 100 million. He goes, okay. That was it over text. Kid you not. And he said, how much was Elon's prize at $100 million, Chip? And he goes, can we make ours 101 million? And I said, sure, if you put up the extra million. And he did. And that's how it became a $101 million XPRIZE with a $10 million FSHD bonus. It was from there that I set out to raise the next chunk of money. We have a number of major donors in the room who have supported us. One who I'll introduce in a moment, our largest sponsor, Hevolution Foundation. This is the largest financial contribution I've ever made to XPRIZE for something I believe in deeply. And we're on the cusp. We're in the midst of a Healthspan revolution. And my message always to everybody is you want to be alive to intercept longevity escape velocity. Now, there's a lot of debate and discussion. Can we make it to 100, 110? Or can we get to what Ray Kurzweil calls longevity escape velocity, which is the moment in time where for every year that you're alive, science adds more than a year to your life, right? It departs nicely upward. And as I like to say to my audience on Moonshots, your job is not to die from something stupid before we get there, right? 8 hours of sleep. I'm in bed by 9 every night I possibly can because my brain wakes up at 5. Minimize sugar. Sugar is a poison. Maximizing exercise at least 3 days, hopefully 4 days a week, using weights in aerobics. And ultimately, a longevity mindset. Do you believe that we're in the midst of this Healthspan revolution? If you believe that, that's going to be the energy, that's going to be the drive to get you out of bed and into the gym in the morning. It's going to be the drive to allow you to say no to that chocolate cake tonight. It's going to be the drive that enables you to get those 8 hours of sleep. So this is the journey we're on together, right? And there is no better time. I think many of you said and complimented Jamie and myself that this is the perfect timing for it. And it is. So I could not be more excited. My mission is to take advantage of all of this technology as early as I can. I'm your guinea pig. Count me in on your trials. So, as a next step, I want to introduce our Chip Wilson. I'll introduce through Eva in a moment, but our largest sponsor comes out of Saudi Arabia. It is a foundation by royal decree called Hevolution, and the CEO of Hevolution, Mahmoud Khan. Dr. Khan has been a friend for the better part of 15 years since he was the chief scientist, head of research at PepsiCo, went on to being the CEO of Life Biosciences, and is now the CEO of Hevolution. And it was his call that got us from roughly 35 million of capital to 75 million of capital, and many of you in the room here got us to that key number of 101 and allowed us to launch the prize. So with that introduction, allow me to roll a video of Dr. Khan.
3 years ago, at Hevolution's inaugural Global Healthspan Summit, held here in Riyadh, we announced our partnership with XPRIZE. We came together because we share a common belief that people everywhere deserve not simply to live longer, but to live longer in good health. Today, that vision has become a global effort. To the 789 teams that accepted this challenge, my personal thanks. Your commitment and innovation are helping move Healthspan science forward. And to our 10 finalists, huge congratulations. Reaching this stage is an extraordinary achievement. At Hevolution, we believe progress happens when great science is supported by evidence and meaningful collaboration. That's why partnering with XPRIZE was such a natural fit. By developing new ways to measure Healthspan, you are helping build scientific foundation our field needs. That work will strengthen confidence, accelerate investment, and help translate promising discoveries into interventions that improve lives. To our finalists, thank you for your dedication and perseverance. We are proud to support this journey and excited to see what comes next. Congratulations, enjoy this evening, and keep pushing the boundaries of what is possible.
Give it up for Dr. Khan and Hevolution Foundation. So, to pay tribute to our first major donor, a significant major donor, Solve FSHD, it's a pleasure to bring on to stage Dr. Eva Chin. Dr. Chin is the executive director of Solve FSHD. She's a muscle biologist, a drug development expert, a PhD in physiology from the University of Waterloo, a career that spans Pfizer, University of Maryland, and psychokinetics, and now our partner in solving FSHD and solving aging. Eva, please join me. Give it up for Eva Chin.
Okay, first of all, I'm honored to be here. Thank you, Peter. Thank you for the entire audience, Jamie and your team, wonderful team that we've collaborated with. I'm here to represent our sponsorship through Solve FSHD on behalf of our founder and funder, Chip Wilson and the Wilson family. We are proud to be sponsors of both the Healthspan Prize but also the Solve FSHD bonus prize. And I think about the early conversations we had, Peter, even before you hired Jamie, I think with George Church and others, and how do we partition the solution for FSHD versus longevity. And for those that don't know about FSHD, facioscapular humeral muscular dystrophy, it is a form of a muscle deteriorating disease that primarily affects the upper body. And someone like Chip Wilson, he was a phenomenal athlete, and he was unfortunate to not make the Olympics in swimming, probably because historically he didn't have the upper body strength to raise his arms high enough to be a good swimmer, and he talks about that a lot. But Chip is certainly very passionate about the Healthspan as well as the Solve FSHD prize. And I'll just say on behalf of all of the FSHD patients that we work with, you know, we have started to map out a really clear clinical regulatory path in support of the leading companies in this space. We support all companies, we invest in companies, we invest in the tools and drug development to really help facilitate getting to a new therapy for FSHD. So congratulations to the teams that are here celebrating, those that are not here, those that are online. We would certainly encourage those of you in the Healthspan Prize still considering the FSHD bonus prize to consider it. Muscle and the immune system are involved in FSHD, and I'll be here for the next couple of days if you want to speak with me. And now I think I'll turn it over to the video where Chip Wilson has prepared a message to share with you.
Hello, I am Chip Wilson, and I am with Solve FSHD in Canada. I am one of the people that have helped donate the $101 million for the XPRIZE and the $10 million bonus prize to Solve FSHD. I have one burning question, and did the $101 million and the $10 million help incentivize you to do what you normally would not have done? Did it get you over the line? I want to congratulate everybody, and especially the top 10 teams, for being extraordinary. You had to be spectacular to get to this point and receive $1 million to go to the further 2030 prize where we give away the grand total. I want to thank all the people, all the judges, all the teams, and the XPRIZE for getting us here, the hard work that's done to do that. And I want to further wish everybody good luck, the teams and the judges, to get us to the next stage. Thank you very much for everybody, and take care.
All right, thank you, Chip. Thank you, Eva. Thank you for your partnership. We're so grateful. All right, I have the honor and pleasure next of introducing you to Dr. Kivan Kavandi, MD, PhD. Kivan is let me get this correct, Senior Vice President, Global Head of Respiratory Immunology and Inflammation R&D at GSK. So I was at the Ambani wedding, where I happened to sit next to Emma, who was the CEO of GSK then. And if you ever sit next to me, be prepared to get pitched on supporting XPRIZE. She was in a beautiful sari, and I was in my Indian wear, and it was a magnificent evening, and plenty of time to talk about solving aging. And, you know, to her credit, she was like, yes, I'm interested in this. I made some calls to her when I got back, introduced the team there to Jamie, and they have become one of our largest sponsors, the first pharma company really to step into the space. I want to congratulate GSK for doing that, right? Not many pharma companies have acknowledged aging as a disease or as a target. It takes some level of vision to do that. So, thank you to GSK. Kivan, please come on up and welcome. Thank you for your partnership and support.
Fantastic. Thanks, Peter. I'm delighted to be here on behalf of GSK and really pleased to be supporting and sponsoring XPRIZE Healthspan, particularly as we reach this exciting inflection, and huge congrats again to the Milestone 2 winners and the other 10 projects that continue on the journey together. I was here, or rather in New York, about a year ago, where I offered a farmer eye view on longevity and some of the concepts that were being surfaced at the time that don't necessarily obviously connect to what major multinational pharmaceutical companies do. But actually, when you consider that everything that I do in my day job is anchored in how to improve how patients feel, function, and survive, that connection does become a little bit more obvious. And since then, GSK has really anchored our entire portfolio strategy in the recognition that disease typically doesn't occur in isolation as part of an enclosed lattice of a single organ, but against a multi-morbid background of disease propensity. And so when I saw the projects that have been successful and some of those potentially unifying concepts related to myeloid biology, SASP, mitochondrial activity, and integrated measures of human physiology with peak VO2 and other ambulatory recordings of functional performance, I was encouraged that our worlds are not so far apart. The other elements that stood out to me was the union of both collaboration and competition, which are obviously not mutually exclusive from one another. The central lab concept and central data concept is incredibly powerful. Don't underestimate that. That's something that even within a single entity in a pharmaceutical company has been really difficult to achieve, and I think that's going to yield very positive returns. And then the very evident global aspect with winners from China, Japan, Korea, the US, amongst others, which is fantastic. And that's speaking as someone who leads a very large global organization, but recently took responsibility for Asia R&D at GSK and have personally struck probably half of the business development deals we've done the last several years from Asia, recognizing the incredible innovation that's originating from that part of the world and very evident in this initiative. So what's not to like? A bold ambition that Peter and others have spoken to, a collaborative approach, and bringing much needed technical rigor to an exciting field, but one in which I think we'll all acknowledge has a lot of diversity in terms of quality in the outside world. But here we've got a curation of projects, all of which meet those high standards that are necessary to see promising concepts converted into important therapeutic solutions. And then finally, a reminder for the project teams that you're not at the finish line. I've run hundreds of clinical trials, and something has gone wrong in every single one of them. So be diligent and vigilant, but also maintain that same experimental can-do mindset that motivated you to come up with those hypotheses in the first place as you go into this critical execution phase. Keep patients front and center, and if you do that, you'll troubleshoot through and solve any problems that you're going to encounter. So with that, thank you very much, and back to Peter. Thank you.
Ivan, thank you. So you've met three of our largest funders, but there's a group that made this possible, and I just want to do a shout out and read off their names. I am very fortunate to run an organization, the highest level of Singularity University, called Abundance 360, a group of 600 CEOs that I mentor through the year on what's going on in AI, robotics, fusion, data centers, longevity, and moonshots. We get together in March, and we get together in October for a longevity trip. And it was this list of individuals, these members of the Abundance community, that I sat next to and pitched over and over again. And they stepped up individually for commitments of $5 to $10 million. It allowed us to get the capital here. And I just want to say thank you and read their names so you hear them and acknowledge those who are here. Christian Angermeyer, Carl Barney, the Blundy family, Cas Brodier, Charlie and Laurie Epstein, and Charlie Epstein is here with us today. Eleanor and Howard Morgan, Dana and Rob Hamwe, Dana, oh, we repeated it, okay. Maybe they gave twice. A dear friend, Daniel Krizik, who's also here with us today. Nancy and Howard Marks, Chris Awenga, who's here with us today. Chris. Christian Peneff, Senna Gents, Mark Siegel, Todd and Karen Wanek, and Sergey Young. So, having them convinced enough to reach into their pocket and make $5 and $10 million donations to this prize was one of the most extraordinary, meaningful things. It enabled us to unleash this. And there are so many approaches to Healthspan. And it's unusual to have such a massive clinical trial with so many variables and so many approaches. And the data we're going to mine out of this is going to be extraordinary. All right, let me hand it back to our host, Julian. Welcome back aboard.
Thank you very much, Peter.
Thank you.
Thank you. And a big round of applause for all the sponsors. Now, none of this would be possible without our partners. And as someone from the UK, I'm very used to university stadiums being maybe 300, 400 in capacity. University of Utah, maybe 50,000, 53,000 I heard. I'd like to bring to the stage the University of Utah CEO in the health department, who is one of the strategic partners for the prize. He serves as the Executive Vice President for Health Sciences and CEO of University of Utah Health. He's a neurosurgical oncologist and prolific researcher and was elected to the National Academy of Medicine in 2024. In his leadership role, he is responsible for the education of over 27,000 students, faculty members, and staff, which makes the University of Utah Health one of the most prestigious institutions in the world. Please all give a huge round of applause to Dr. Bob Carter. Hey, Bob.
Thank you, Julian. It's so great to be here with everyone, and welcome to the University of Utah here in Salt Lake City. To Peter and Jamie and all of our XPRIZE partners, it's just fantastic that you've gathered us here for this special moment, this moment, as Peter said, of singularity. I just want to highlight a few things. First of all, congratulations to the 10 finalist teams. The work that you've done to get here, those difficult moments in your journey, your scientific journey that have brought you to this moment, is worthy of significant recognition. This is an achievement that is very hard to do. What comes next will actually be even more challenging. We now have to get into clinical trials, the actual testing of your ideas in a rigorous and transparent way in human beings, carefully measuring the outcomes and setting the stage for these therapies to have the impact that we so desire on Healthspan. What you learn here will benefit individuals far beyond this prize and beyond these trials, helping more of us stay healthy and age well. Aging is one of those few experiences that all of us in this room will be sharing. It's something that we have in common. And I'm sure that many of us know someone who over their aging cycle has lost function, the ability to think clearly, or had impact on their mobility. Perhaps we even worry about our own aging as we think about this. But this is why Healthspan is so important and why it's gained the impact and the interest that this prize represents. Not only will this help us live longer, but it'll help us remain active and strong in the future. And that's why the University of Utah and the University of Utah Health was excited to support these efforts through our Utah Data Coordinating Center. It's one of the largest academic research organizations in the United States. And this data team will be gathering and managing the core safety and efficacy data of the XPRIZE Healthspan clinical trials. This includes measures of muscle function, cognitive function, and immune function. While this work might seem very foundational and in the background a bit, it's really quite essential, because think about what this is going to unleash. When trials are taking place from different sites and different teams, we need to make sure that these are developed in a consistent way and that the data is understandable across these different sites and these interventions. And these methods will be supported through the Data Coordinating Center. Researchers need confidence that their therapeutic can be initiated across the world. I want to thank particularly some of the team members from the Data Coordinating Center. Dr. Watt, Amy Goodman, Elaine Markland, and Huang Meeks, and the entire Utah Data Coordinating team. They've been working already in close collaboration with our other partner, UC San Diego, whom we'll hear from shortly, to develop the design and core functions related to the trial, working with the finalist teams and helping us develop a rigorous outcome for these trials. So let's give them a round of applause. This is exactly the kind of challenge that universities and academic medical centers like ours can help move forward by bringing together research, clinical experience, and the impact and partnership across these different endeavors. These clinical trials, I believe, will continue to have impact long after this prize is accomplished. The substantial data set that will be produced and be made available for additional future research and discoveries will be of tremendous note. I want to say, again, thank you to everyone at XPRIZE, to the Hevolution Foundation, to Solve FHSD, to GSK, to the scientific advisors, judges, and those who made this competition possible. The teams that have been recognized tonight, I hope you take a moment to appreciate what you've accomplished. It is truly special. We're honored to help you carry this work forward, and again, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Bob Carter. Next of all, we're going to be celebrating tonight how we get to real proof, real biomarkers, real data. Science is not possible without those. And the institution at the heart of this work is UC San Diego. I have very, very fond memories of Pacific Beach, partying with some of those students, I must say. Through the Stein Institute's Central Lab and Biobank, UCSD has been the scientific backbone of this competition, the place where our finalists' breakthroughs get tested, measured, and proven. He is a globally recognized engineer and computer scientist, the person I'm about to bring onto the stage, who has led UC San Diego since 2012, growing it into one of the top research universities in the world. Please welcome that leader, the 8th Chancellor of UCSD, Dr. Pradeep Khosla.
Thank you, Julian. Talk about aging. I used to be able to read this. Now I need my glasses. Okay, is that one of the markers, Peter, you're looking at? I think it would be a good marker to look at because here, okay. Good evening, everybody, and thank you, Julian. Let me say a big thank you to Peter, Anusha, and to Jamie for this invitation, to both myself and my colleague, Dr. John Carruthers, our Vice Chancellor of Health Sciences. There he is. John, could you just raise your hand. Also, a big thank you to the Central Lab team at UC San Diego, led by Dr. Anthony Molina. Raise your hand, Anthony. Okay. And he's the one leading the team supporting the Healthspan Prize. I'm also happy and delighted to champion the XPRIZE Healthspan efforts to meet the finalists and to hear about their incredible work. And let me add to my congratulations. You know, when I was learning about Healthspan Prize, I was trying to figure out what is that litmus test that tells me that I'm going to live 10 years longer. And I think Peter explained it well. So the trick was not to show that you're going to live longer. The trick was, are you behaving like you're a bit younger? And I think that was really a genius moment that you talked about, and it was really enlightened me personally. As you know, XPRIZE has had a long history, and it's renowned for its ambition and its ability to deliver results. And we would not have SpaceX, at least I think we would not, a commercial space enterprise without the XPRIZE. There's multiple commercial space companies now. So they, like I said, pioneering private space flight to accelerating AI drug discovery. They have done amazing work, and I cannot be more proud to associate myself with this great prize and this great organization. They have a track record of proving that they have bold ideas and proving that these ideas work. And this prize, Healthspan, is no different. It is audacious in its goal to not only lengthen lives, but to restore the muscle, cognitive, and immune functions that define a high quality of life. So we are talking about the profound challenge of extending human health span by a full decade, and that is truly amazing. So it's not too much to say that this is one of the critical challenges of humanity. If you think about our GDP and healthcare being a big part of our GDP, I think going forward, longevity care would be a bigger part of our GDP than healthcare. And I think that's where we want to be headed, where we are not spending money on fixing our disease, but we're spending money on really expanding the longevity and the quality of our life. So at UC San Diego, we are kind of used to this. We solve multiple complex problems, and the way we do that is by removing all the silos. And the way we do that is by giving deans all the authority and control over all the indirect costs. Okay. So if you're in academia, you understand what I just said. If you didn't laugh, you did not understand, you're not in academia. Okay, I can see the audience right now. That's what the deans live for, indirect costs, okay? That's it. And I think we have succeeded pretty well. So it's not a surprise that we are like 66 years old today, and with a research budget of more than $1.8 billion, which makes us as number 6th most funded university in the country, and an ecosystem, an entrepreneurial ecosystem, which makes us the number 8th university in the country for innovation and the startup ecosystem, and especially in biotech. So that's our secret to success. Give the deans the indirect costs, and that way they will all work with each other. So now back to Central Lab and the Stein Institute. Look, John's concerned about what I'm saying. So the Stein Institute has been around since 1983. Just letting you know that we have great, in this case, experience in terms of longevity research and thinking about longevity in multiple different ways. And the Central Lab, which is part of the Stein Institute, will use biomarkers to provide rigorous scientific assessment of the finalists' work. This will also determine how interventions like diet, exercise, pharmaceuticals can directly impact Healthspan. So to the 10 finalists here today, I want to say that your presence is a testament to your creativity, your hard work, and your persistence, and the viability of your ideas. And the existence of the Central Lab is to then check the viability of your ideas and prove that they're indeed viable, right? And that's how you're going to move forward. I personally have great confidence in Drs. Molina and Dr. Michael Corley. He's right here. Raise your hand, Michael. I think they're going to do amazing work. And as Chancellor, I can tell you, my job is to enable my people and get out of the way and make sure all the indirect costs not only stay with the dean, but go to the faculty to empower them more. So with that said, let me say congratulations to the finalists, and let me say congratulations to our Central Lab. And I stand here in front of you promising to support every little bit, every which way I can, my team out here to make this successful. So thank you, everybody, and thank you, Peter, and thank you, Jamie. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Thank you, Dr. Pradeep Khosla. And I would love to invite these special individuals onto the stage right now. The XPRIZE Healthspan's Central Lab and Biorepository and Data Coordinating Center. A big round of applause for them as I name who they are. So from UCSD, we have Dr. Anthony Molina and Dr. Michael Corley. Come on, let's give them a round of applause. And from the University of Utah, Dr. Amy Goodman and Dr. Kevin Watts. Anthony, big round of applause there. Anthony, how are you doing?
Doing well.
Okay, first of all, I just want to understand. So you have all these teams from around the world, different therapeutic areas. How do you accurately measure Healthspan?
Yeah, no, that's an excellent question. And I think one of the foundations of XPRIZE is setting clear, measurable, and objective goals. So as someone who's been engaged in aging research, when I heard about the Healthspan competition, after my excitement, this was immediately followed by the question of how. How is the competition going to demonstrate that an intervention can extend Healthspan by 10 to 20 years without actually waiting that long? So we're really honored that XPRIZE has partnered with our Central Lab at UC San Diego and the Stein Institute. What we bring is decades of experience in clinical studies of healthy aging. We also have experience developing but also applying biomarkers of aging to clinical studies. So this means that what we're able to do is actually observe some of the processes, the biological processes that drive aging, but also the impacts of interventions on those processes. So for the finals, which are going to happen around the world in diverse populations, standardization is going to be absolutely essential. So as of today, we've already shared protocols. We've already shared standard operating procedures with the teams. We're going to be working with you guys individually to make sure that these are applied uniformly across your trials. I also wanted to speak a little bit about the biorepository, just briefly. So the tools that we use for biomarker discovery are accelerating at an amazing pace. So this biorepository is going to provide us with the resources that will drive innovation and discovery in the future. So at UCSD, we're not only experiencing biorepository management, but also how to leverage biorepositories to accelerate science, including longevity science.
Very interesting. Next of all, Michael, how many biological age tests, epigenetic clocks has everyone here heard of? I'm just going to say 0, 5, you want to put your hands up, 10, 15, 20. Okay, there's many in the market right now. And what we can do today to measure biological age is very different to how we measured it yesterday. So what are the new technologies like, and where is it going to go into the future?
Yeah, I mean, for me, the analogy is really thinking about the Hubble telescope and our ability to look out into the solar system and thinking of the immune system and our way to measure it. We are taking advantage of the most cutting-edge technology and innovation to essentially look at these layers of biology and biological aging, to understand these mechanisms of aging, which have been defined by the field. And we're really excited to partner with groups that are developing the next generation of data that I think will fundamentally tell us about the teams and their ability to impact the aging process. And the idea being, with kind of that development and this additional lens, we won't really have one particular biological age clock or marker, but really it's going to be kind of this symphony of information that we'll use to kind of dictate where the next stage in this process is going to go. But we're really excited, I think, to harness the ecosystem in San Diego and take advantage of the long history at UC San Diego in terms of looking at genomics, epigenetics, proteomics, metabolomics, and really looking at those next hidden messages that are yet to be discovered. But we're really excited.
What do you think is going to be the unlock if you look into the future?
I think the unlock is pairing that with the exciting opportunity that AI is providing. So really being able to get that look at all these levels of data that maybe someone that was a traditional bench scientist was not able to discover, but allow those out in the world to really have access to this data and make that next discovery for us.
Amazing. I think 44 minutes in, that was the first mention of AI. I'm quite surprised. Now, Amy, over to you. And I really want to understand, like, can an individual team do what you as a university can do?
Well, at the University of Utah, at the Data Coordinating Center, multi-center clinical trials are really one of the things that we are really great at. And we have run research networks and multi-center trials for decades. We work with government, we work with industry, we work with philanthropy, and our team at the DCC is about 150 people strong. We have a tremendous amount of expertise and depth. Our expertise spans statistics, data management, project management, regulatory affairs, and IT, amongst others. We also have a tremendous amount of experience with FDA-regulated trials. For example, right now we're doing an FDA-regulated trial at 30 centers. There are 11,000 data elements per participant in this particular trial, and we're enrolling 1,000 participants. So dealing with large amounts of data is something that we are very used to at the DCC. Outside of clinical trials, we also support technical assistance centers. We, in particular, support the National EMS Data Systems Center, and so with that project, we have standardized data across 10,000 agencies, and that is all pulled in to the University of Utah, and we process tens of millions of records per year through that. So really, we have, at the DCC, we have the right people, we have the right infrastructure, and we have the right experience to be able to manage complexity at scale. With the XPRIZE Healthspan project, we will be handling all the data and statistics. We will be producing reports that will meet the demands of the XPRIZE judging panel and of the world.
Amazing. Finally, Kevin, 4-year multi-site project. How do you go about that?
Yeah, so You know, the Utah DCC is unique in sort of our role here. Our job is really to create the scientific framework on which all of the teams are evaluated fairly and consistently. And that process starts well before the first participant is enrolled. In fact, it started last year as we started collaborating with UCSD and building this framework. And it's going to continue this week as we work with the prize winners over the next few days. And what we bring to that conversation as the Utah DCC is over 25 years of experience running complex multi-center clinical trials. And one of the things we've learned from that is it's really important to get the foundation right. And we'll start that this week, and it's going to be working with the teams to determine common data standards, define how we measure outcomes, and building the system that's going to bring in all these data that they collect. As the studies progress, we'll be managing those data, we'll be collecting and managing those data, and we'll be doing those statistical analyses that will allow us to independently evaluate the performance of each of these interventions. We're not the ones that decide the winner. That's ultimately the XPRIZE judges. Our job is really to provide the rigorous and transparent data to the judges so that they can really evaluate these different studies. The teams are really bringing the innovation, and what we bring is over 25 years of experience running large multi-center clinical trials so that we can ensure that the results are credible, all the teams are evaluated consistently, and the judges have the evidence that they need to pick a winner.
Kevin, Amy, Michael, Anthony, thank you so much. Big round of applause for our partners from UCSD and University of Utah. How's everyone doing? We good? Good. The live stream, hello, it's good to see you all there. I want to take a moment to recognize some of the other scientific partners who make this competition possible. The teams behind the data, behind the labs, behind the validation, creating proven science. If you can stand, if you're in the audience, while I call out your names. First up, the team bringing cutting-edge proteomic analysis to every finalist data, Olink. Big round of applause. Or if you're at home, you can also stand up and we'll clap to you at home. Next, providing inflammation age scoring through CLIA certified labs, giving our teams clinical grade validated results. Edifice Health. Hey, there we go. Thank you, Edifice Health. From Technion University in Israel, Dr. Shai Shen-Or's lab is generating deep longitudinal immune age profiling that's giving us an unprecedented look at how our finalist therapies are truly working at an immune system level. A big round of applause for Shen-Or Lab over here. And rounding out with biomarker science, providing validated computerized cognitive testing to every team in this competition, Cogstate. At the back, over there. Thank you, Cogstate. Let's give all the teams one big round of applause as well. Thank you, UCSD, Utah, Olink, Edifice Health, Shen-Or Lab, and Cogstate. I would now like to bring back the woman of the hour, Dr. Jamie Justice, who's going to give you a little glimpse of what XPRIZE Healthspan has in store over the next year.
Thank you, Julian.
It's a free hug, always.
Okay, great. So we've heard a little bit about our partners and what's coming next. I really wanted the opportunity for our partners to stand up and have a chance to talk to our teams, because what's happening in the next stage isn't just teams going out into the ether and sort of doing the work on their own, is that this is the chance that we have to collaborate together to drive science as a group, as a unit. And so again, what we're looking forward to in the next stage is our teams are going to be running clinical trials supported by deep centralized resources. Another really key thing, we talked a lot about data up here. I want to say something out loud and very clearly. Teams, you own your own data. What we're asking for is a collaboration and a partnership so that we can advance science together while we're also judging the competition. And so this is a really key feature, is that we're promoting common protocols for our teams to use so that we can have the first time ever doing head-to-head comparisons, apples to apples. We're looking at the same protocols for muscle cognitive immune function. We have data coming in addition to that so that we can look at clinical characteristics, the different populations. We're testing around the world. This is an unprecedented opportunity to think about some of the differences as well as the commonalities for how therapeutics might work, not just in men and women, but across but globally. We can also look at, of course, some of the safety events that you'll just be reporting those back to us, and we make sure that we watch those. We have an opportunity to do alignment on endpoints that are important for aging. One example is the World Health Organization's intrinsic capacity measure. And we'll talk to our teams a lot about some of those common elements that we can propose. We want to hear from you what can be added. We want to also add back ways that we can align to drive the field. And of course, as we've heard, an incredible opportunity to add depth to the biomarkers that are being assessed. And so again, this is our chance to collaborate with the teams, with our partners, and with each other. And so a huge thanks to our deep partners that are listed there, and also just a nod that again, this is a competition. Yes, we're judging, but this is also the tools, the resources, the platform we need to drive development for the future, for biomarker discovery. Opportunities for the teams to collaborate with one another for deeper analyses. There's an opportunity to get a better understanding of patient selection, surrogate endpoint evaluation, and other things that might help the field advance faster so that we can, again, look and drive progress and accelerate the field and our future so that we can pursue healthy aging for all. And so again, these are the resources, this is the platform, but the ones who make it possible are our teams. So tonight is really about the teams. We're laying the foundation for what you have to do in the future. But without the teams contributing to this, seeing the vision, taking part of it, really being the foundation for what the field becomes, we would be nowhere. And so with that, I'm really excited to bring Julian back up and Peter back up. It's the time that we've all waited for to recognize our finalists.
Exciting. I'm excited. How is everyone feeling? Excited? Brilliant. Okay.
Oh, so we're in the middle. Okay.
Okay.
So can I just say a quick hello to my mom? Hey, Mom. She's 90 years old and still going strong. Love you, Mom.
Actually, while we're on the topic, my mom's here.
Yeah.
Love that.
So if we could have the first Dr. Justice, please stand.
Yeah. I am so excited to be announcing the 10 Milestone 2 awardees. First of all, in the biologics category, we have 4 teams. The first one going to Go to Lab.
Please, come up.
Go to Lab from the University of Tokyo, Nanotitan, to Hockey University, Tokyo Real Life Clinic, all the way from Japan. A big round of applause for them.
Congratulations.
I'm going to slide in.
Nice.
Congratulations. Thank you, Go to Lab. Thank you so much. Thank you. Second team, Longeveron. Longeveron haven't traveled too far from the US. The team is led by Dr. Brian Rash.
And Joshua Hare.
Big round of applause. Okay. And the therapeutic areas they're focused on include mesenchymal stem cell therapy, allogeneic bone marrow mesenchymal stem cell therapy. Great.
Right. Say, please say if you'd like to either take a selfie, say a quick word if you like. And again, if you're a team, you're welcome to say a thank you if you have somebody out there you'd like to say thank you to.
Thank you to everyone, the benefactors, the Healthspan Foundation, and everyone back in Miami, where our company headquarters is right now. Thank you.
Great.
Congratulations.
Big round of applause for them. Our third team, Mini Circle. Big round of applause for them. So Mini Circle's team is led by Mac David and Walter Patterson with a therapeutic focus on plasmid gene therapy and follistatin clotho.
Congratulations, Mac. Very pleased.
Congratulations. Should we hear a few words?
Yes.
Mac, Walter?
Hi, I'd like to thank Dr. Jamie Justice and Peter, of course, Aubrey DeGray, Chip Wilson, for helping us embolden our vision to make a world free of aging possible via life extension combination plasma gene therapy. Thank you.
Great. Thank
Brilliant.
you so much.
Thanks so much.
We praise you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Another big round of applause for Mini Circle. And now our final team in the biologics category, all the way from the East Coast, Johns Hopkins Sun Inflam. Affiliated with Johns Hopkins University, Johns Hopkins Center on Aging and Immune Remodeling and Sun Inflam. The team is led by Dr. Sean Leng and Dr. Dongshu Sun. A therapeutic focus on monoclonal antibodies.
Very, very happy for you. Congratulations. Congratulations. Would one of you like to say a thank you?
Well, I would like to thank Jamie and the whole XPRIZE Health team. So we are one of the two, I think. We're not in the first round.
That's right.
To be honest, this is really a kind of very, very good surprise. I actually rushed back from Hong Kong because I didn't think we would win. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
A big round of applause.
So happy
for John Hopkins. Now on to our second category, drugs. The first team, Mitochondrial All-Stars. Mitochondrial All-Stars are affiliations include Mighty Therapeutics and the University of Washington Nathan Schock Center of Excellence in Basic Biology of Aging. The team is led by Dr. David Brown and David Marchinek. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Would one of you like to say thank you? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, yeah. We want to thank the XPRIZE Healthspan Foundation for pulling this together, this fantastic opportunity. This is really exciting. And also, we'd like to thank all the subjects for our semifinals trial that really are responsible for getting us here. So, thank you.
Congratulations.
All right, thank you all so much.
Thanks so much. Now, our second team in the drugs category are Progeon Progeria. Big round of applause, all the way from South Korea. And definitely my favorite name in the competition. With the affiliation with PRG, S&T and Boston Children's Hospital, the team is led by Dr. Bae-Hoon Kim.
They're testing.
And they are testing progerin, the small molecule progerin degrader.
Thank you so much. It's great to see you in here together and hope to share and communicate maybe tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Now onto our third category, multimodal. And the first awardee from that category is NYC Vita. Affiliated with Mount Sinai's Healthspan program at Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai, the team is led by Dr. Miriam Merad Therapeutic areas, many, because it's the multimodal category. So low-dose rapamycin, spermidine supplementation, structured HIT, resistance exercise, integrating longitudinal molecular imaging and functional data. Congratulations.
So I thank you very much. I want to thank the founders of the XPRIZE, Jamie Price and her team, for the vision and the ambition to do this. So I would say you've created more than a competition, you've created a movement. And we are seeing the impact of the movement already in our institution, because you have led our leadership, really build the Healthspan initiative. So thank you very much for this. We are thrilled to compete in the next phase, and whether or not our combination will lead to rejuvenating the Swiss system, it remains to be seen. But what we know is all the measurement that we do will contribute significantly to the field and help our understanding of aging science. So we thank you for this. Thank you for thinking big. Thank you for enabling us to be bold. Thank you very much.
Dr. Miriam Murad and NYC Vita. Congratulations.
Brilliant.
Next, we have Ageless RX. Ageless RX from the US are led by Dr. Stephanie Morgan and Dr. Janelle Decker, with a therapeutic focus on rapamycin, naltrexone, metformin, NAD+, glutathione, sermorelin, tirzepatide, resistance training, and health coaching. I got there in the end.
This is quite a list. This is a telehealth company that does a little bit of everything. They mean it when they say multimodal. So everyone, congratulations.
Yes, thank you so much. There will be a quiz on how you pronounce those later. We just wanted to say thank you, particular to our company. Even though you see just some of the team here, really the whole company does come out to support us. And of course to our patients, who are incredible and amazing and are more excited about the research than we are often. So.
Thank you so much.
Big round of
Congratulations.
applause. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Now to our final category, nutraceutical. And the first awardee is Retro Epigena. With affiliation with Macau University of Science and Technology from the People's Republic of China, we have Retro Epigena, led by Shihong Shang, and another long list in the therapeutic area. The composite capsule containing 3 active components.
Congratulations.
Bifidobacterium adolescentis, got that, ginseng powder, and astragalus powder as well.
Oh, it's a great honor to receive this XPRIZE on behalf of our team, Retro RNA, and our team leader, Professor Zhihong Jiang. Thanks to XPRIZE, to the judges, to our university, Macau University of Science and Technology, and to every member of our team. We will keep moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Now, we have our last team now. As a European, it's sad to see no Europeans in the list, but big congratulations for the 10 Milestone 2 awardees. The final one, last but not least, Time Traveler Plant, EVS. With affiliation with Time Traveler Corp and Nureki Laboratory at the University of Tokyo, coming all the way from Japan. We have Professor Tetsu Akiyama and Tomatsu Hayashi, with the therapeutic focus of parsley-deprived extracellular vesicles.
Hi everyone, nice to meet you. We are very honored to stand here. I'd like to thank our team member and our collaborators and XPRIZE team for this incredible opportunity. Thank you.
Congratulations. A big round of applause to our 10 milestones.
Yeah, go ahead, please, in your language, please.
みんなで賞を取りました。ありがとうございます。
Thank you. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Now, Jamie, I would love to hear a bit more about the other 10 finalists as well in the competition.
Right. Did we have a list?
Yes.
Great. Waiting just a moment. We're getting to our next list. So this is a list that's relatively new. We are not going to welcome these teams up to the stage because the teams, many of them are joining us online. Hello, teams. And others that are here, we just ask that you stand and be recognized. I'll simply name the teams that are our additional finalists who are self-supported. They're not receiving the Milestone 2 award, but I want to really impart to this audience, right? These are not finalists in name only. They are finalists with an equal opportunity to compete in the next round of the competition. They are equally worthy. They have all been judged. They have been ranked. And again, these are excellent teams, and we are so happy to call all of these teams finalists. And so this list includes Lona Jayak, who is joining us from South Korea.
Big round of applause.
Lona Jayak is another company testing actually a novel combination of nutraceuticals and supplements. We have from the United States, the Boston Healthspan team, which is the Boston Healthspan team is out of Brigham and Women's Harvard Medical, and they are testing a multimodal combination including GLP-1s and an activin myostatin inhibitor, in addition to lifestyle intervention. I know that this team is in the audience. Morinaga Healthspan, please stand. So, Morinaga Healthspan is another company from Japan. They're also testing nutraceuticals and supplements. Next, I'm not sure if they're in audience or online joining us, but we have another of our winning teams, not winning teams, one of our teams that is a finalist continuing on in great standing and was also a winner of our Milestone 1 awards, the Abe Yowando Pharma. Abe Yowando, I believe that you are calling in from home. This is another team from Japan, also testing a nutraceutical and combination therapy. Thank you and congratulations, Abe Yowando. Next, for another team within the multimodal category, we have the National University of Singapore Academy for Healthy Longevity. That team, again, is a Singapore company that is looking at a personalized approach using nutraceuticals and lifestyle interventions in the multimodal category. So for NUS Prometheus, or the NUS Academy for Healthy Longevity, congratulations. Okay, and once again, we return back to Japan for another team, the Japan Longevity Consortium. So this is a team from, I believe, from Jintendo University that is testing a multimodal combination from a Zen-based approach using a lifestyle intervention that is really reliant on a lot of device and AI and data-driven approach. So congratulations to the Japan Longevity Consortium. You are here. Wonderful. Congratulations. Another team we know is in audience. This is one of our team that's actually coming, the only one from India. So we have Goki Sanjivini. Again, testing a data-driven, digital-based platform to administer a nutraceutical supplement stack in a multimodal category. So Goki Sanjivini, could you please stand? Wonderful. Congratulations. Another United States-based team, not too far from where we're holding the ceremony tonight, we have the ASU team Healthspan. So this is the Arizona State University team. Do we have any members from this team in audience? It's a little dark. I don't know if you're here, but I know that hopefully you are tuning in from home. This is another multimodal therapy approach that they really have a strong baseline that's driven by a digital twin strategy as well as a multibaric chamber in additional to other both device and therapeutics of various categories. So congratulations to ASU team Healthspan. Next, we have a team, again, from South Korea that's also testing in the United States. We have GI Innovation. So GI Innovation, wonderful. Lee is here. This is an early-stage biotech company, and it's looking at a combination therapy that's really novel and an excellent approach, and we're really happy that you're here. Now they're joining us here from our finalist pool. And last but certainly not least, a team who has really captured a lot of attention, again, an AI-driven approach, Ani Biome, or Ani AI. Do we have anyone? Ah, we have her there. Great. Good to see you all. So again, they're using an AI-based screening approach to arrive at a multimodal approach, and they are located in the United States, but testing internationally. So again, we have a great representation both within the US and beyond. You can see that this is truly a global competition. We have excellent testing and resources that are provided here within the US, but we're working very closely with our international teams to ensure that this is judged fairly, is done appropriately, and in great collaboration. So again, huge congratulations to our 10 Milestone 2 awardees, to the 20 finalists who are named tonight, and to those that are helping to make this competition possible.
A big round of applause for them. And I would love to keep Jamie on stage. And I'd love to bring Peter on stage. We have one little something that we would like to give.
There was a moment in time when the prize concept was generally created, where Chip Wilson had stepped up to be our anchor sponsor. And the realization is we needed somebody extraordinary to run this XPRIZE. At the end of the day, it's a lot of work. A lot of work to organize the final rules, to get the judges, to corral the judges, to bring together our partners. And we interviewed well over 100 individuals for this position. And it was one day where my dear friend and business partner, Yanni Psalti, said, "I found her." And I was introduced to Jamie. And it was a fun conversation. Jamie's on this career track in academics.
Great.
And she's like a shooting bright star. And it's like, Jamie, I have to save you. No negative consequence to our academic friends here in the audience. But please help us solve aging. And it was one of the most important days. Other than coming up with the idea and getting our first sponsor, finding you made this real. Oh, and I could not be more blessed to have you leading this. So thankful. Give it up for Dr. Jamie Justice. You have a mic.
I'm mic'd, but yeah, hopefully you don't get the tears. This is it's the moment.
Let's zoom in close. No, okay.
So again, this is the greatest adventure of my life. I couldn't have sat on the sidelines. I have the opportunity to be here, and again, we're just at the start of this incredible collaboration together. The vision of Peter. We're only as strong as the teams and the partners who sign up and join us. And I am so proud of what the field and what these competitors have done and what we have the potential to build together in the future. And I am only here representing an incredible team. So for anyone who knows XPRIZE operations team, you know that I don't do this alone, not by a long shot. So I want to say a huge thank you to our operational team, our technical lead, Dr. Lauren Pierpoint, to Crystal, who's standing there in the wings with marketing. We have Jessica Yoon, who most of you know and interact with perhaps the most, and also Annika Anderson. So this is our incredible operations team. They're with you. They support you day in, day out, and will continue to do so for the years ahead. So again, I am here as a representative of my teams, of my partners, of our foundation, and of the incredible work and the people behind this supporting it. So together, let's go out. Let's make healthy aging possible for all.
Round of applause.
All right.
Now, we have just one little surprise remaining. Let's do one last big round of applause for the 20 finalists. And that surprise, Jamie, you want to do the honors?
Supposed to do something.
Thank you all for joining us from Salt Lake City. For those watching across the world, it's been a pleasure. This has been the XPRIZE Healthspan Awards. Thank you.
Thank you. Just a picture. I got it.
Congratulations.